Hello, everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Lydia here giving you your new moon reading. So basically, the new moon is just into the next day, the 27th of August. So let's go right into this because I think it's going to be pretty cool. We have two decks that we're using today. This is the Moonology Manifestation deck by Yasmin Boland, which I use quite regularly. And the next one I have is the Crystal Spirits. Would you believe that's coming up by Colette Baron Reid? So we're going to go right into the first card, which is the Moonology Manifestation deck. I've chosen three cards. So two of them are coming from the Moonology Manifestation deck, and one is coming from the Crystal Spirits. And I have chosen them, but I haven't looked at them. So let's look at them together. So the first one we have is the new moon in Aries. Go for it. Ooh, I love that. Right now, this is a beautiful time to be able to do something that you've wanted to do for a long period of time or that you've already started. The interesting thing too is that we're heading into a time period where, from what I understand, there is Mercury in retrograde coming up. So that being said, this is also a time for introspection. So basically looking back at some of the things that you've already done, some of the things that have brought some interesting experiences, and actually what you've learned from them. So the time for the Mercury retrograde does affect our technology, it affects electronics, it affects us in many different ways too. It really forces us to kind of go within. So there's some good and some kind of not so great stuff that can come out from this time period. But the other thing I want to mention too is that the energy is really ramping up. So a lot of the planetary alignments and aspects are actually forcing us to really look at our spiritual development and how things are actually going for us, to go within, to actually check in with ourselves, mind, body, and spirit. So that also says, you know what, our body is actually a unit of a microcosm. It's got a microcosm or a bunch of microcosms within us. So we could actually talk to our sentient selves and find out what's going on with our bodies. So that's a body part. The mind part is our minds are going to be active and not so active. We're going to find time periods where we're going to find us very active, very feeling like we've been on caffeine for a little while and basically awake and doing things that we really want to do. So there might be spurts of this Einsteinism, where you're getting aha moments, you're really progressing, you're feeling active, you're feeling like you're going really well. And then on the flip side, you may actually take some time where you crash, or you actually feel like you might need some more rest, and honor that. So the goal for it is saying at this particular time, when you do have those updrafts for doing something, to be ambitious and motivated to do something, go for it. Do what you need to do. Also, you will never know what an outcome is if you've actually not taken on a project, for example. So this could go for relationships as well, that if you're looking into something and you don't really know basically whether or not that person is interested in you, or there could be anything between you, then you won't know until some action is taken in order to kind of make the first move. And this is saying, it's possible that this might be the time to do that, to actually be the go-getter, go out there and just say, hey, how are you? And start something. Or the increase in tenderness in the relationships that you already have. So if you're in a relationship already, there could be some tender times. But also at the same time, because of the planetary aspects, and I encourage you to look at some astrology readings as well on YouTube, then you're going to find that there are times where there could be some miscommunication or misunderstandings between the two of you. It's going to be a very dynamic time, actually, between now and the end of the year, December. So let's look at what the guidebook has to say for the new moon in Aries, where it says, go for it. So here we go. We've got this card heralds good news, opportunities abound, and the outlook is positive. Go through the doors that are opening up to you. there's every reason to believe you'll create what you want, even if you feel a long way from your goal. Keep going and be courageous. Chase your dreams with childlike enthusiasm and expect your desires to be satisfied. Don't sit around making plans. Do take action. This is crucial. Chase your goal. Believe in divine timing. In love, make the first move. If you dare, financially, be proactive. So here's the thing about financially as well, because we're going into some interesting times financially and economically. Be prepared in whatever situation that you're in. Try not to be extravagant when you're spending a lot, or just budget what it is that you have coming in. Be financially headstrong in that. So that's what it says, proactive. Basically, look towards bringing in the income at this time, and also being mindful of what goes out. Manifesting focus. This card is an especially good sign if you need more courage or determination, or if you're chasing someone or something. So like I said before, and again, I didn't read this before mentioning it. I just basically started reading it. So this is basically kind of confirming what I just said, in that we're looking towards doing something, being active towards making a goal happen, but also acknowledge that you may have some downtime. You may have some time periods where you kind of need to regroup and just settle for a little bit. Take a rest, take a break if you need to, retreat, take some self-care days. That's going to be very important too. You need to do that. So a manifesting mindset to have is be driven, determined, take action, and ditch faint-heartedness. So that's faint-heartedness. I would also say is be a little bit bold or courageous, as they say, when it comes to the relationship part. Make the first move if you can. Manifesting tips for boosting courage. Call in Archangel Ariel, who is associated with spring and is wonderful to appeal to when you need courage. Now, a note about that too is Ariel is about kind of helping with animals as well, and nature. So you're seeing something, if you have, say, I call it a mind fart. Basically, if you are in a spot where, or writer's block, something that's like that, where your creativity is not flowing as well, then get out in nature. Go and take your dog or cat or whatever for a walk, and just enjoy that time that you go out there. Don't think about anything. Don't take your technology with you. Don't take anything with you. Don't take in any earbuds. Just listen to what nature has to offer, the nature sounds, because really the frequency from nature, from birds chirping, crickets chirping, the rustling of the leaves, really sets our heart into motion. It taps into the heart energy that we have, that unconditional love. So really, it's a wonderful thing to go for a walk in nature without anything, no music, no talking or walking with talking, just basically listening to what's there. Call on the energy of the planet Mars, which guides the sign of Aries. So that's when the two are together. And I know Mars has an influence in this next little while too. So again, look at some astrology. To boost your courage, light a candle, ideally a red one, and ask Ariel and Mars for assistance. Hold this card to your heart chakra and breathe in courage. If you can do this ritual outdoors, so much the better. Your manifestation affirmation could be, I am on the right track. Soon I will blank. And I believe this card has come up before, where it is encouraging you to complete that goal. And we certainly can. We know that we could get stuck in those little drawbacks with ourselves and kind of have the little monkey chatter that says you can't do this. It's like, don't do this, or a procrastination motion, which I know I have been in that before too. But in this case, the card is saying, go for it. And that is in every aspect, because you have the potential to do extremely well right now. So the next card that we have in this deck is New Moon and Gemini. Think it through. If you have something going on as well, like if you have a project or a relationship or something that you want to say, communication, whatever that may be, then think before you leap. Think before you say anything. Especially since sometimes communications, especially with the planetary aspects going on right now, the alignments might actually influence our communication depending upon what sign you're under as well. It could influence it more or less. So just watching how that, because that will relate to relationships at this time as well. You'll see from what I'm kind of getting, there's an up and down in relationships as well, between now and likely towards the end of the year. And again, in the astrology, I believe that the energies can make make it or break it in a sense, depending upon how they affect you. And I know that a lot of us are feeling that energy pretty strongly at this particular time. If there's, say, for example, a weather pattern change, you could feel that as well. That not altitude, the pressure, the pressure outside could really definitely make a difference in your head, because that's happened to me too. So the new moon in Gemini, thinking it through, is just making you kind of be, again, introspective. Think about what it is that you truly want, that is coming up, whether it's truly wanting something with regards to relationship, with regards to finances, or with regards to a project being finished. What do you want to complete in the near future? Then that says think it through, because it allows you to set up some goals, set up some organizations and step-by-step processes before you actually get engaged into everything. So there is a planning part of it, and planning is very, very beautiful and very perfect at this time. So let's go ahead and take a look at the guidance book for this. Okay, so it says a positive outcome lies ahead. Isn't this interesting? It kind of parrots exactly what was said from the first one. Go for it. And basically, it's new moon in Aries. We're in new moon in Gemini. I can't make this stuff up. New moons, So anyways, a positive outcome lies ahead. However, to take the opportunity from the ethers and make it real, you need a positive mindset. On some level, you already know how to get what you want. Use your smarts, think it through. Look for the signposts about what to do next. Ask, what am I expecting? Focus on positive expectations. Expectations attract. If you're having doubts, talk to someone. Make a list of your goals. There's a way through. Use your mind and your words to help others see things your way. So this is the other thing too. It's not to try to force somebody into your ways of thinking or your belief systems. It's basically being gentle in how you explain what it is that you want. And this could be in work relations. Basically, be very mindful of how you say what it is that you're meaning to say. Some people may not get it. Again, it's that planetary aspect thing that might affect our communications. So you might have to say it another way. Manifesting focus. This card is an especially good sign for matters related to a flirtatious situation, anything written, an upset you've had, or a relationship that feels blocked. So once again, I said this is about something to do with relationships, and really relationships are a lot a part of what we are, who we are as people, as humanity. So this is something to keep in mind when it comes to relationships in a huge way. I mean, it has to do with many other things, but basically relationships. So keep these things in mind. And the energy from this has been amping up to the new moon, which is on the 27th, so that's tomorrow, but also may extend a couple days later. And then you might see some inklings of that between now and the end of the year as well. And that's because, again, the planetary aspects hold special energies that also affect the relationships too. Manifesting mindset, expressing whatever is on your mind is always a good idea, but this card also suggests you need to do some inner work and trust your intuition. And that's always a great thing to think of, is trusting your intuition, always, always. Manifesting tips for boosting your intuition. Call in Archangel Zadkiel, who is associated with compassion and forgiveness to help you clear a past hurt that could otherwise block you. And this is very important. When it comes to compassion and forgiveness, that is a very big theme right now. And that's not just about compassion and forgiveness for others. It is for yourself. Just if you've had any guilt, if you've felt like you've done something or not done something, and it needs to be addressed, there are some things that you'll need to kind of go with. That's what I mean by going within. It's just contemplating, but don't let it ruminate in your head as, oh, I should have done this, or I could have done that. The should have, could have's, forget about it. It's in the past. So this is about forgiveness. Let it go. Think about it as what you learned from the incident, and then let that go. Call on the energy from or of the planet Mercury, which guides Gemini. So we've got Mars and Mercury. And interestingly, of course, Mercury is going retrograde very soon. Close your eyes and meditate on your desire for at least 5 minutes. What comes up? Write it down. And this is beautiful too, actually. This is like your own little intuitive brainstorming. And I've done this in the past as well. It's basically throw something out there, close your eyes, throw something out there, and see what answers you get, what you hear in your inner self, and then write it down so that you can get it down. And this is great to plan, great to doing any type of creative projects. Wonderful ways of getting your guides to help you. You're co-creating with them all the time. So the manifesting affirmation that they're suggesting here is knowledge is powerful, and I am powerful. And that is so true. That is the whole reason for having the channel. The name of this channel is Take Back Your Power. You are a powerful being, powerful beyond what you could ever think of. Think of that as knowledge is powerful, and I am powerful. It also means that you're knowledgeable. So wonderful things to think about, especially for this time, but it will also carry forward thinking that for the next few months. So now we're into the crystal spirits, which I think is lovely. And let's see what crystal comes out for us. Would you look at this? Petrified wood. Now, I don't know if you've ever heard of or have been to the Petrified Forest. I believe that's in California. And it's amazing how many trees or how many downed trees are actually petrified. They're just like rock. It's amazing, actually. It's very mind-blowing. So it's something to keep in mind. And I am curious myself, what does petrified wood mean? So let's read into the. Here we go. The universe. So basically, petrified wood, this is a lengthy description, but it's very, very good. Petrified wood, the essential meaning is patience, timelessness, patience and trust in universal timing, and going with the flow. Oh, is that ever needed right now? The universe has its own ideas about when and how to bring your intention into form. It goes right in line with the other two cards, if you notice. But we can be impatient, forgetting that time allows the universal consciousness to get all the wheels turning so that what we wish to co-create can begin to manifest. The appearance of this crystal is a reminder to trust in the timing of the universe. Good things come to those who wait. Your message right now is to be open to divine order, for you cannot control the timetable or the form in which the universe expresses your intuition. Or intention, sorry. Focus on the process, putting one foot in front of the other as you work at your own growth and healing, and what you need will show up in perfect timing. There is a relationship message. I'll read that. Healing is a process, and you can't force the conscious universe to operate at your preferred pace. And really, you wouldn't want to, because there is a larger plan that accounts for so much that is invisible to you. Trust in the timing, and all will work out just as it should. Focus on the learning and the loving in your relationships, on reconnecting to the conscious universe for guidance. You cannot determine whether this relationship is right for you right now until you let go of the need to know all the answers instantly. Meditate, observe, take a break, and you will know which move to make and when to make it. And that's that planning. Think it through. It's very interesting how the petrified wood and the message that's in here is really, really forming with the two cards I just read for this new moon. So the prosperity message that comes with this: patience is required when intention is coalescing into form. So if you are making every effort to secure a financial situation, recognize that the conscious universe may have different ideas about what you need and how to bring it about. Trust in universal timing. Do not obsess, and let petrified wood spirit help you to be patient as what you need begins to show up for you. And that is so very, very true. The universe always gives you what you want in the timing, which allots and aligns with the vibration that you're at that particular time. And if you're waiting long enough, honestly, long enough doesn't necessarily have to mean like forever. It just means that if you're waiting on something to show up and manifest in material form, then what comes up is even better than what you even imagined. So, crystal spirit meditation could be petrified wood teaches patience and reconnection with the wisdom of nature. It can assist those who view the world as materially based. Meditation with petrified wood can also be helpful in exploring and clearing ancestral patterns carried in DNA. Now, this is lovely. Well, of course, the DNA part actually would come from wood because of all the rings that it has. It carries ancient knowledge within each and every ring, which is quite beautiful. And many of these the trees that you see out there have a number of rings. Some of them are hundreds of years old, actually, depending upon where you go in the world. So knowing that, this is something that is to say patience is one of those things that we as humans are not very good at. I know that. I can say that for sure. But what it is saying is that as you're waiting for something to happen, as you're throwing that into whatever it is that you're desiring, you throw that into the universe and you know that it's going to happen. So be very mindful about that. What it is that you throw into the universe. Everything, your thoughts, your speech, your what you think of within yourself, your intuition, all the lessons that you learn and the experiences that you have, everything is energy. Everything turns into energy. And that energy, where do you think that goes? Just a thought. Where do you think that energy goes? It is a complex situation, but that energy is not only into the collective consciousness, or basically in the consciousness that's out there, the environment that's out there, but it's also getting you attached to the earth. And that's why they say go into nature, because you're actually connecting. You're connecting with the energy that's already there, but it's also this energy that you're putting into it. It also mentions don't get stuck in just the material. That's a 3D thing. That's what we see right now. If you're thinking, I'm living to work and working to live, think a little bit beyond that box, because it isn't all about that. If you're working to bring in income, yeah, that's one thing. We do have to do that. We have to do that at this particular time, but it isn't the be all and end all of why we're here. There's so much more to it. And that means that we are basically vibrational beings. We are energetic beings, as is everything around us. And to bring the material goods to us that we require in this lifetime, we need to reach a particular vibration. We are very powerful beings, and we're very magical beings too. We can bring something into life and into form with the help of the universe. That's why we talk about co-creation. We're the ones who send out the signals. But if you tell the universe how you want it, the way that you want it, the step-by-step process of the way that you want it, it kind of muddles things up. All you need to do is say, I want this. That's the end goal. I want this. And let the universe figure out how it's going to come to you, because the universe is extremely smart, very intelligent, and knows how to bring it to you in the form and the step-by-step process that not only helps the universe and helps you, but helps everything around you to get to that state. And all of a sudden it happens. It is even that much better than you can even imagine. So having said that, it's a magical time. We have an incredible new moon time period, and new moons are all about thinking about what we want to manifest, basically a manifesting time. But it's also a wonderful time to do some rituals, like what I would suggest is doing a burning ritual, and that is taking things that you're done with, like paper products, and basically saying, okay, I'm done with this. I don't need this anymore. Especially when it comes to past past papers that are, say, from ancestors or from older, from people who have passed on in your life, family members, from relationships that have passed on, what it is that you are willing to let go of, and also something that you want. So the rituals that you can do is a lot about letting go and doing this on paper. So writing it down on paper and then burning it in a fire pit or whatever it is that you could do to burn it and burn it safely. So, and believe me, the tremendous release that happens during that with your intention is remarkable. And it sends that energy into the universe. It sends that message into the universe that I am now letting go of this so that you can help me to bring something new in. And this is kind of what I'm looking for. And you can just throw it out there. That's the idea for giving that that conclusion, the goal, and letting the universe help you get that goal. And you do have to take action towards it too. That just means if there is something that you need to do to bring that goal into form, if that requires writing, for example, and you want to get a book into form, that means that you should actually begin and continue to write every day. Just throwing out there as an example. So anyhow, thank you so much for watching. I'm so glad that you joined me today for the new moon reading, and I hope this has helped you. Please subscribe to my channel and like this video if you do, and you can see some extra videos that I will be putting out besides the new moons and full moon videos that I do. So thank you again for watching. Have yourself a wonderful new moon, and we shall see you in the near future. Take care. Bye for now.